Alright, so this is truly my first solo video. I know that I've said this numerous times and that my dad jumped in, but this time it is truly just me. He hasn't been around here much, so I'm here by myself pretty much, and he'll edit the video, I'm sure, but this time this is completely me. This is all me. He'll edit the video, but this is me. And let's also clear out any misconception. I have not watched his review, so my opinion will be my opinion, not his. So let's get on with it. Last of Us 2. This is a long overdue video, but I suppose Last of Us has kind of come back into relevancy ever since the TV show came out. When I played The Last of Us 1, that game was a masterpiece. Let's just get that out of the way now. Last of Us 1 is an absolute masterpiece of a game. There's nothing better, story-wise, than The Last of Us. The story in The Last of Us is so good, it might as well be a movie. So, yeah, I guess in that sense, the TV show is kind of a pointless adaptation, but in reality, I love Last of Us 1. So when Last of Us 2 came out, and hearing all the controversy that came in, I had zero interest in it, especially after playing the first game, because I loved the characters from the first game, and to see Joel, the character that I practically loved, playing that game, freaking Joel was a phenomenal character. And to know what fate lied in store for him in the second game, I had zero interest in playing it. Especially with, the propaganda and stuff like that. So once I came in, I was under every expectation that this game was going to suck. Or it wouldn't be able to hold up to the first game. But my dad told me I should try it. It's got some of the best gameplay in the business. And the story isn't even all that bad. So after playing the first game, I was just like, you know what? Let me give this a try. I liked Ellie. I'm not even going to act like I don't. She was a super good character. I liked everybody in the first game, so if I were to play as Ellie, that didn't bother me. I would prefer to play as a male in a video game, but in Ellie's case, as much as I love her character, I don't care who I'm playing as. Ellie's still cool as hell, so I'll play as her. No problems. So when I played Last of Us 2, playing as Ellie, let's just get this out of the way now. This is one of the most underrated games of all time, okay? This game is incredibly good, and the amount of hate it gets is completely undeserved. Now, I get it. There is propaganda, woman can do everything a man can do, but it's like, I don't feel like it's too much in your face. Like, it didn't bother me that much. Like, I don't feel like there was a lot of cases of women overpowering men. Like, if Abby and Tommy got into a fight, she always got saved by something. Like, she always had that, what was it, her little friend, Lev, I think was his name? Her name? I don't know what it is. She was saved, like, on both occasions. She got into an altercation with Tommy. So, I don't feel like the SJW propaganda was too big of a deal in this game. So, after playing it, let's just get this out of the way now. The gameplay is phenomenal. The AI is incredibly intelligent. They do not hold back. They will flank the hell out of you, and they shoot as soon as they see you. So, this game, let me also get something else out of the way. I'm not going to have any clips in this video. This is just going to be me talking, because the game is hard. Let's just get that out of the way now. The game is hard. So, it's very hard to get a gameplay clip that I'd be satisfied with because of the fact that I take so many shots in gameplay. So I end up restarting a certain section probably 11 or 12 times before I get to a point to where I'm like satisfied with it to where I can pass on. So the gameplay is phenomenal. The bullet damage, oh my god, the bullet damage is so good. And like when Neil Druckmann was interviewed about why the bullet damage was as gruesome as it was intended to make the player feel like a certain type of way towards it. Like you were supposed to feel kind of sick towards the damage that you were doing to these people, but he failed. And he failed miserably. Because that is the most satisfying bullet damage I've ever seen in a video game. Last of Us 2 bullet damage is so good. And I'd honestly say it was better than Resident Evil 2's bullet damage remake. But that's mainly because of the fact that there was actually the opportunity for you to kill people instead of having to run past everything like you had to in the remake because of conserving ammo and stuff. But Last of Us 2 improves on Last of Us 1 gameplay in every single way. I tried to go back and play the remake, which I'm going to beat again. I'm going to beat the remake. And after playing it, dude, I miss so many of the mechanics from the second game. Like, the dodge is perfect. So, that was such a lifesaver in Last of Us 2. The fact that I can't dodge, it's bad. I can't go prone, I can't dive. There's a lot of moves that Last of Us 2 added into the game that made your character just so much more powerful than you felt in the first game. And I don't know, dude. That gameplay is so sweet. So, and story-wise, it doesn't come close to part 1. But it's like, the game's still sad, man. Like, the game's still good, and the story's good. The story was still captivating. I still like Ellie's revenge story. I don't like that Abby gets her revenge and isn't punished, but Ellie, spoiler warning, towards the end of the game, loses both of her fingers and she can't play guitar. So her revenge and her quest for it just ended up punishing her, but Abby gets the pass. So she gets her happy ending, and the character Ellie that you freaking loved from the first game, you get to see just a absolutely depressing ending for her. And I feel like they did them dirty. But now let's get on to the downsides of this game. I don't care for Abby. Okay, like, the Abby sections are good. Okay, I'm honestly half tempted to say that the Abby sections were better than Ellie's sections. I liked playing as Ellie. Don't get me wrong, but that time when you're storming the village, like when Haven's getting taken over by the wolves, that section of the game is so good. That's gonna be my favorite section. The setting was awesome, and I loved how many enemies you were fighting. It's so fun playing that game, and that section was easily the best section in the game, and that was playing as Abby. I don't care for her story, but I do like her sections. Her gameplay sections are even better than Ellie's in certain regards, and she's got hands. She can throw. She can punch. She'll smash a dude's head against a wall. So, I don't know, dude. And it's like, I'd say that's, female shouldn't be able to do this, but look at how big she is, dude. There are legit chicks built like that in the real world. So, I don't know, man. It didn't bother me that much. And Neil Druckmann did try. He did try to get you to sympathize with Abby. The only reason why it's so hard to is because you spent so much time in the first game learning, freaking loving Joel's character, loving Ellie's character. So you spend this entire time growing attached to these characters just for Joel to be killed off in the second one, by this chick that you know nothing about. Arnold Schwarzenegger with a wig, my dad says. So, yeah, it was like, I feel like once you had her kill Joel, you already ruined her character. I feel like the only reason The Last of Us 2 was looked about, and why Abby was hated as much as she was due to the fact that the pacing was off. You had so much time to grow attached to these characters, just for Cinderblock Abby to come in here and kill them off. And then it tries to get you to see and sympathize with Abby, even though it's too late. It's too late. And I feel like, story-wise, That's the only problem with the game. The pacing. Like, I'll play Last of Us 1 again. I'm not playing Last of Us 2 again. I'm not going to beat that again. That is a game that you play once, and that's it. You can't beat it again. Point is, Last of Us 2 is super good. I feel like it's incredibly underrated. And all the hate that it got was incredibly undeserved. On The Last of Us 2, you've got all these traps you can use, you got all these bombs, all this huge freaking arsenal. Your character can absolutely annihilate people. The gore is top notch. Dude, if you want to talk about empowering the player, Last of Us 2 does that very freaking well. Oh man. Anyways, that's about it. If you haven't played it, give it a try, dude. Play the first game, and if once you've beat that, play Last of Us 2. This game, it deserves some love. It's incredibly good. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. See you.